Excuse me, sir. Would you like to try a sample? It's a plant-based alternative to meat. Now, I remember being in that exact moment where many of us have been before, a grocery store clerk asking me if I wanted to try a sample of a strange food I've never heard of. So like any reasonable person, I politely replied, "No, thank you, I'm good." To which the clerk replied, "Are you sure? It will amaze you." Naturally, my curiosity piqued. Now, as someone who loves to cook, especially barbecue, I told myself in no way would these strange plant-based patty things taste any better than the two American Wagyu steaks I had in my cart. But lo and behold, I tried it. And not only was I shocked at how well it tasted, but I couldn't tell which one was real and which one was fake. To be honest, I was kind of embarrassed to say I enjoyed it. And she looked at me and said, "Impossible, right?" And I had to agree. Now, to be clear, I'm not saying give up beef, but what if I told you that eating impossible food was not only better for you, but could also help the environment? In order to do that, I'm first going to explain what impossible food is and where it came from, why it's good for you, and lastly, how it affects our environment. So my first main topic today is what is impossible food? Impossible Food founder Patrick Brown says that impossible foods are the beginning of a new style of eating. They were designed to replace traditional animal-based products such as beef, pork, with healthy plant-based alternatives such as corn and potatoes and cauliflower. Impossible food got its name from being, well, impossible. In the early stages of development, people who tried the impossible products could not believe what they were tasting, so they, instead of coming up with some cheesy name, they just called it impossible. Impossible foods first appeared in about 2011 and had only gained in popularity since then. Restaurants, including one of my favorite, Eden On Brand, a restaurant well known for its burgers, steaks, and seafood, told me in an email that impossible foods are taking over and customers are asking that they add some impossible items to their menu. And plenty of other restaurants and grocery stores are doing the same thing. Which leads us to my second point. Well, with all this craze about impossible food, why is it better for you? And if your parents are any way like mine, they probably told you never to eat too much red meat. Well, a Civil Eats article shows that the average American consumes over 60 pounds of beef every year. That's a lot of beef and a lot of money. The average cost per pound of ground beef in the US is $9.84 a pound. For a 20% fat cut, while on the other hand, Impossible Ground Mix sells for only $3.50 a pound. That's an estimated savings of over $400 per year per person. That's a lot of money. Get it? Money, cow. Which leads me to my next point. Next, so now that we've kind of seen about what impossible food is, let's talk about some of the health benefits. Plant-based foods are not only lower in fat than red meat, but also contain higher amounts of necessary vitamins and minerals, according to a personal trainer and dietitian at a local gym here in Simi Valley. While on the other hand, eating red meat regularly is showing increased signs of heart risk, according to an article published by the New York Times. Although studies on impossible foods are fairly new and they're ever changing, new results so far have been promising. Some studies show that people who have made the change are showing signs of not only better eating habits, but also higher energy throughout the day. Now that we understand some basic human benefits, how does it benefit the environment? Which is my last point today, the environment. It starts by help reducing some of the carbon dioxide and methane gas that is emitted by our beloved four-legged friends, the cow. According to a Civil Eats article, animal farming makes up about 15% of all global greenhouse gases, and 41% of that is from cows. That's a lot of gas those cows are emitting, and over the next couple years, it's only expected to rise by 5%, causing some long-term impacts. With the farming industry being such a critical business in the US, why not adapt the food industry like the automotive industry? We're always pushing for electric cars now than ever before in hopes of creating clean transportation. Well, we can kind of think of a cow kind of like a gas-powered car. We may not ever get rid of them, but we can greatly reduce the number of them, causing a cleaner environment for us all. So in conclusion, we went on a little bit what impossible food is and where it came from, some of the benefits of eating Impossible food and some of the environmental footprint that we can reduce. And for all my fellow carnivores out there, next time you're at the store, grab an Impossible food. After all, it's cheaper than a cup of coffee.